There are a lot of misconceptions that older people have about exercising. Here are a few of them. The first misconception that people have is that decline in old age is inevitable, so trying to exercise and getting healthy is pointless. In addition to improving physical health, exercise can also boost memory and help adults maintain their independence and way of life. Second misconception that adults have is that exercise is not safe. They have a fear of falling and breaking something. This is not true. Studies have shown that exercise reduces the chances of a fall. In fact, regular exercise helps build strength, balance, and agility for adults. The final misconception that adults have about exercising is that they should consult a doctor. If they have a medical condition, then they should definitely check with a doctor beforehand. Otherwise, people do not need to check with their doctor before exercising just because they're older. Just go slowly and don't overdo it.
So in this slide, we wanted to show to you the current statistics of physical activity adults nowadays are receiving. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, for people who are 18 years of age or older, only 49% of them are meeting their required aerobic physical activity. Perhaps this is due to the kinds of entertainment we have now. For example, television and video games can be a main reason for someone to stay inside instead of playing sports or exercising at a local gym. In addition to that, for aerobic and muscle strengthening activities, only 20.9% of adults meet those requirements. Lack of recommended physical activity plays a huge factor in becoming overweight and soon possibly obese. And obesity is rising in top human causes for chronic diseases. According to the President's Council on Fitness, Sports, and Nutrition, looking at the obesity levels in the 70s and 80s and comparing them to now, it has increased by 200% or doubled. So what that means is that adults are twice as likely to be obese than less than 40 years ago. If this continues, obesity will be the top human cause for chronic diseases.
The benefits of being active as an older adult helps increase and maintain health. Exercise helps us maintain our metabolism because as we get older, our metabolism starts to slow down with age. Exercise also improves your immune system, which also helps improve our heart health and prevents high blood pressure from occurring. Being active also helps control our bone density as well as muscle within the body. Being active can also speed up the recovery process when injured as well. Enhance mobility and balance. Being physically active can help control pain and swelling in their joints through daily physical activities, thus allowing older adults to have less limitations. Staying active can help keep bones staying strong as well as increasing muscle mass through various activities, causing these limitations of older adults to be limited in themselves. Enhancing mood. Regular moderate physical activity can help maintain stress levels and improve your mood throughout the day. Improving mental health. Endorphins are released when you exercise, which also makes you happier, but also helps stimulate the growth of new brain cells and helps slow down the progression of brain disorders.
As mentioned in the previous slide, there are many benefits for older people to stay physically active. In this section, I will discuss how older people can achieve those levels of physical activity. There are a few options to consider depending on the type of person involved. The first option includes 2.5 hours of moderate intensity aerobic activities. An example of this is briskly walking. This regimen also requires 2 or more days a week of muscle strengthening specific major muscle groups. This can be achieved by lifting weights. The second option reduces the hours to 1 hour and 15 minutes. This is because the intensity cranks up to vigorous intense aerobic activities. These type of activities might include jogging or running. Again, this option requires 2 or more days a week of muscle strengthening specific muscle groups. Finally, a third option is an equal combination of both moderate and vigorous intense aerobic activities. The time spent doing these activities might vary by person. Once again, this option requires 2 or more days of muscle strengthening. These recommendations are all considered to be the minimum need. If an older person wanted to see greater physical results, they should multiply the time spent doing the aerobic activities by 2. So instead of 2.5 hours of moderate intense activities, participants would be doing 5 hours. And then instead of an hour and 15 minutes, participants would be doing 2.5 hours of vigorous, intense aerobic activities.
Aging results in a slow decline in maximum heart rate, aerobic capacity, lung function, and nerve function. Some old adults face increasing chronic diseases due to obesity and unhealthy lifestyles. In this slide, a few takeaways will be provided to advise old people on exercising in a healthy way. First, old adults should have at least 150-minute exercise per week. Moderate intensity aerobic activities such as jogging and swimming are recommended. People who have chronic diseases or disability should understand their own level of ability and adjust their exercise level. Options may include using a stationary bicycle, lifting lighter weights, or exercising while they're seated. For safety concern, old people should also monitor their health condition while exercising. They can use mobile apps or wearable devices to track the heart rate and blood pressure. Last but not least, old people should start exercising on a low side and progress slowly over weeks to months. In conclusion, old people can maintain or improve their health condition if they can engage in a physical activity regularly.